Hello, and welcome back to Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul. We got a pretty cool build today here. We have a Hot Wheels The Hood. Now this car here is pretty wild, kind of looks like a mafia gangster type car, but I don't know what else to say about it. It's pretty darn cool. So we're going to take it apart and see what we can do to restore it to its original glory. Here I've got the car already drilled apart. We take the top off here, take the engine out, pop out the windshield and the closing hood. Now the body's in pretty rough shape and there's a lot of toning there. At least it's in good shape though. There's no bends in it, there's no dents in it or anything. The base is in fairly good shape. The wheels are, well, that's another story. But we'll put some new wheels on there and line things up as best as we can. The engine is in good shape. It's tarnished up, so it's going to have to be polished. The interior definitely needs cleaning. The base there, well, we'll take a scrub brush or a toothbrush to that and some soapy water. Same thing with the windshield and everything. We'll polish that up. And the hood, we'll have to polish that up too. So we'll get that taken care of. But man, this thing looks really cool. I'm really excited about this build. We're going to have to put the base in some lime-away and water, but we're going to go ahead and take the wheels out. The center section there where I'm drilling, the plastic is cracked, but hopefully that won't affect anything that we're doing. So let's go ahead and get these wheels out. Once we got that rivet or whatever's holding it drilled out there some, we're going to have to take a screwdriver and pry that out, and hopefully we're not going to break it. That's tough part there. Now if you wanted to put that back together, you'd have to pop it, you'd have to glue it back together with some epoxy, and I would use just normal 2-part epoxy. Yeah, you could super glue it, but we're going to super glue it back into place, so that's going to be okay. Now we'll need to get the base in some lime-away and water. Here's my mixture. Now this is a mixture of lime-away and water, a 50-50 mixture. 50% water, 50% lime-away. You could also use cleaners like CLR and stuff like that. We're going to put it in for about 3.5 minutes, but I'm not going to bore you with that. Let's just go ahead and speed this up, and you can see how well that the lime-away and water mixture works. We'll let that sit in there and stew a little bit, and then when we're ready, we'll take it out of there and we'll scrub it down with a brass brush. Now, when you're doing this procedure, make sure that you're wearing your rubber gloves and your safety glasses. You don't want to get this on your skin because it's a muriatic acid. You also don't want to get it in your eyes. And kind of jokingly, as I said before, you get the lime-away in your water, or in your eyes, I mean, it'll turn into eye-away. So you definitely don't want to get this muriatic acid into your eyeballs. Grab you a brass brush and just start scrubbing on the base. Every so often you may want to go ahead and dip it in the mixture just to rinse it off. But look how quick that stuff is working. Now, this more stubborn stuff will definitely come off better with this brass brush. Now, you can use a steel brush, but if you plan on polishing this up and making it look good, the steel brush tends to put a lot heavier scratches in your metal. And unless that doesn't bother you, I would try and use the softer brass brush for sure. Just try and scrub it up as best you can. Get in all the little nooks and crannies there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell to be alerted to any future videos to come out. Now the best part about subscribing to the channel, guys, is it doesn't cost you anything and it doesn't affect anything. The only thing it does is alert you when there's a new video out so you can watch it. Now obviously you're watching this video, so if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It doesn't hurt anybody or anything. It helps me out, but again, more videos come out, you get more entertainment, and it's free. So please subscribe, it's cool. Keep on scrubbing away at the stains you got there, and clean it up as best you can. Now when you're done, you definitely want to get in there with some soap and water and a toothbrush and get all that lime-away mixture off there for sure. This is really starting to clean up nice. Let's go rinse that bad boy off. There you go. It's all rinsed off and been cleaned off. That looks pretty good. Now, if you really want to go to town in this bad boy, you can also polish it up, which I did here. I used some Blue Magic Metal Polish Cream and my Dremel, and we polished it up, and it looks pretty darn good. Now we got to address these wheels. These ones, the front wheels are already missing. Those are medium cap style wheels, and the ones in the back are the larger cap style wheels. So go ahead and take your knife, follow it over to the edge, and just start rubbing back and forth until your knife penetrates the seam. It's a little bit shaky when you're doing it like this when it's out of the car, so be a little careful with this. You're liable to bend up your axle, etc. I mean, even worse than it's bent up now. So just, again, take your time, get your knife in there, and then give it a little twist. There you go. It'll pop off just like that. Do the same thing to all four wheels if you have four wheels. And there you go. Now we're going to put the new wheels on. We got two big meats to put in the back. They snap right in. And we got the smaller meats to put in the front. Looking good. All right. Now we need to get that back in the base. Looking good. All right, here's your base. We got it cleaned up. We're going to put some gel type super glue in the base there. And then we're going to put the base back in. The wheels. Make sure you're putting them in properly, because it really sucks when you get them glued in place and find out that they're facing in the wrong direction. Fortunately, these bases have a little notch up there by the front wheels, so that tells you which goes to the front and which goes to the back. There you go. Now we're going to put the body in some citrus strip, and I started calling this embalming fluid. Why? Why not? There it is. So we're going to put the body in the embalming fluid, and we're going to let that set for at least an hour. Now, you've got other types of cleaner out there that will take it off, paint stripper, like the aircraft stripper and like that, but it smells really bad, and it'll fill your room full of bad fumes. Now we're going to take these buffing wheels, they're just like the Scotch-Brite pads, and we're going to try and get some of this toning off the car before we do any more work to it. These little Scotch-Brite bonnets, they work really well, but they also dissolve really quick, and they throw stuff everywhere, so you got to be careful. And please make sure that you wear your safety glasses when you're using these things, because again, they throw a lot of debris out there, and they will get into your eyes, so please be careful. Now, again, these things are normally only good for one car because they wear out quickly. Of course, the harder you push, the quicker they wear out. Just be careful, and they'll work good for you. They're just they just wear out quick. Just your tip today from your Uncle Paulie. Now, I've got a Amazon store page for Diecast Graveyard. I'll put a link in the comments for you. Just a lot of the things that I use during my restorations and my customizations and stuff like that, I've got listed in this Amazon store, so you don't have to go searching for it. And if you buy something, I get a few pennies off every sale, so it's nearly not a big thing, but every little bit helps. But these little Scotch-Brite pads on the wheels, they work good. They just still wear out quick. We'll try and get the whole body and get all that toning off there. Anything else you got that's stubborn, you may want to get in there with a piece of sandpaper and buff it on down. And then when we're done with this, we're going to buff it up and make it look really nice and get it ready for paint. We got a little bit more to do, but we're going to have to switch the bonnet out here for another one. A lot of contamination on this one. We got it all polished up. We used the Blue Magic Metal Polish Cream, and then we scrubbed it down with Zep degreaser. Now we're going to paint it a magenta, a Spectre Flame magenta. Now I got this paint from the Redline shop. As you all probably know, I love the Redline products, the Spectre Flame paints, the enamel or the opaque paints they sell, and all the other stuff that they sell too, the replacement glass, the replacement hoods, the decals they sell, parts to take your cars apart and put them back together, good stuff. So here we're putting down some tack coats, we're putting down some light stuff, and then we're going to put down some heavier coats after we let that sit for about 10 minutes. That way there it gives it time to start hardening up and binding up. And just multiple light coats is the way to go. Now when you get to the very end and you're ready to get that final coat on there, then you can saturate it a little bit more. You just don't want to soak it, because if you do, you're going to get runs and you're going to wind up stripping the paint and doing it all over again. Ask me, I know. This Spectre Flame Magenta is a really beautiful color. It's nice. Look how nice that looks. That is absolutely sweet. This build's going to turn out good. I'm very pleased with the way things are going so far. Let's go ahead and move on. Here we've got the body with that beautiful Spectre Flame Magenta. That looks really nice. Here we've got the base with those new meats on there. Polished up the base. We're going to color in those taillights too with a Sharpie paint pen. Interior, we scrubbed that out. That looks good. Same thing with the windshield. We polished up the engine. That looks good. Let's put it together and do our reveal. And this is what we started with. Hot Wheels, the hood. Man, it looks like it was parked in the hood for a while, because it's pretty beat up. But we took the car apart. We put the body in the paint stripper. We polished up the windshield and the hood portion. We scrubbed the interior down with soap and water. We polished up the base. We replaced the cap style wheels. We put the large meats in the back and the medium meats in the front. And overall, like I said, we just gave it a once over for everything. And it turned out pretty decent. Now let's go ahead and see what the results were. And this is what we came to. Look at the beautiful Spectre Flame Magenta paint. That turned out really sweet. We got those beautiful brand new wheels from the Redline shop. We polished up the windshield. We polished up the engine. We polished up the base. It looks good. Now the windshield we did as best we could. It was in really rough shape, but it still looks a lot better than it did for sure. But look at that beautiful shine. Once you mix up your paint and you put that hardener in there, if you put it down according to the manufacturer's specifications, it looks fantastic. It really, really does. I loved the way this car turned out. It was a lot of fun. It really was. I'm very pleased. Now, if you got any comments or anything you'd like to see me do, or if you got some cars that you want to donate to the channel or whatever, contact me. Check out the comments section and you can see how to get a hold of me. I want to thank some of my Patreon subscribers. We got William Robinson and Dale Johnson with the Grim Reaper level. I want to thank Jake Rademacher, Sam Pascal, Air Warrior Coffee, Ed Ostrander, and Adam Bowen. I want to thank Aaron Murphy and congratulate him and his wife Jessica on the birth of their new daughter. Congratulations. Also want to thank the Hearst Driver level members. Check out Richard at Michio Woods Garage on his Facebook page. This video was brought to you by the Redline Shop. The Redline Shop offers a complete line of decals, tools to take your car apart, put them back together, replacement hoods, replacement glass, those beautiful Redline tires, and of course, the world famous Spectre Flame paints. Fantastic products. The Redline Shop at www.redlineshop.com, where Redlines come to life. I want to thank you for joining me here today on Diecast Graveyard. We had a great build. Got a lot more videos coming up, so please like, share, and subscribe. My name is Paul with Diecast Graveyard. Have a great day.